Hi guys, Dorota, Palicka, International Nail Artist and Educator here, and you have really liked this tutorial with the rings. You can see in here it is already on the channel, and then I came up with the idea of actually doing a bracelet to match, and I will show you how to recreate the bracelets. I will show you a few different ideas just to keep you inspired, because it is kind of difficult time for everyone to do the nails, so doing a jewels is something slightly different. So we are going to start using nail forms, and you need quite a few to be able to do the bracelet. So I've got one, then I'm peeling another one, and what I'm going to do is I will join them all in. Try to kind of place them ish in a line so it will be easier for you to fill it up later on with the gel. Another thing is, lots of you asked me if it's possible to do the rings with the gel. Of course it is. You can do it with the gel, you can do it with acrylics, you can do it with the poly gel, and I will do the bracelet with the gel to show you like that it is possible to do it, the rings and the bracelets with the gel too. So I'm still missing maybe two more or one more form, depending on the size of my wrist. Also, thank you so much for tagging me with all the beautiful rings you have created. I'm kind of keep screenshotting all of those works because I want to do the video with everyone work. So now I have almost made the size, and that will be a perfect size for my wrist. So we can create something like this, and then you just slide it on the hand. Okay, so that's the form I'm going to use for a bracelet. And because I want this part to be open, I find it that applying a little bit of the foil, the one which is left, is actually doing the work perfect. So I'm applying it here. Okay, and this way I have created my form for a bracelet. I can also show you the form for a ring. So I would just have a one form, and then I will start doing the ring on those kind of size, so it's easier to measure the size of the finger. And this one is to do the bracelet. But if you didn't watch the ring tutorial, just go back on the videos on the channel and you will be able to find how to create those beautiful rings. But now let's move on into the bracelet. So this one is made, the rings were made out of the acrylics, and now we are going to do a gel bracelet. So I've got my form ready, and now I'm going to take some old gel. It's actually a great fun as well, because we can use old suppliers or the products which we have bought, and then maybe we aren't 100% happy. So I've got a mixture of a couple of gels in this pot, because we are going to use quite a lot of it. Another thing which is very important, because this is quite large part, I suggest you open up your lamp and then put something which is going to raise your lamp. So this way it was going to be much easier for you to, and that's what I'm going to do now. So I will just use two pots of the gel, one and the other pot, to raise my lamp. So the lamp is much higher. Actually, a cameraman is going to show you that. So there we are. So my lamp is just standing on two pots of the gel. This way I've got much more room to squeeze that form in. Okay, so let's go back to the gel application here, and we are going to start in there. You've got the lines, so it is going to be also much easier. The only problem with the gel is that after a small portion you have to give it a cure, just so it doesn't run. So I'm just applying nice and thin layer of the gel. You can do it also with the poly gel, so whichever product you've got to play with. And again, depending on the temperatures you've got in the room and the consistency of your product, you would do a different size at the one time before curing it. And now when we're going to put it into the lamp, I will also explain one more important thing for you. So I'm just keep going until I feel it is safe to do so. And just massage that gel. And the nicer you apply the gel, the easier it is going to be, and you will have less work to do later on with the filing. Okay, so I have done a small part, and now I'm going to pop it into the lamp. So when you do have it like this, you can place it like that, but first of all you need to give it a flash cure. So you would hold it in a lamp for a couple of seconds so the product doesn't run. Okay, so hold it in for a couple of seconds, just like this, and then once the product freezes, you can put it in the standing position and you can leave it to cure, or you could just make it in a lying position, wherever is easier, and you can just leave this in the lamp without worrying about the gel running. And I have made like a full ring in here, so you can see it is quite a decent amount. And then once we have finished all the gel application, but I will show you a little bit more how I apply the gel, you just squeeze this form out and remove the bracelet. Okay, so I've got my bracelet, and here you have to remove the inhibition layer from this bracelet and then start filing it. So that will be your next step. But I'm going to show you a bit more product application here. And then I show you how to decorate it as well. So the joint places are very important. Like, so you've got it nice and even. So I'm just applying it all in. Nice and smooth. Don't apply too much gel at one time. Like the other bracelet, you have seen it is much thicker, and I will show you how to achieve that as well. Okay, now those joint place, make sure like it's nicely joined in. Another scoop of the product. And again, you just repeat what we have done before. Put that into the lamp. Hold it for a couple of seconds in a good position so it doesn't run, and then you can just leave it. Okay, and then that's this part cure again. And we can apply another layer. Just because it is kind of messy stuff, I took an old brush. And I suggest you take an old nail suppliers as well. Okay, so I keep prolonging this bracelet, but also at the same time I am going to make it a little bit thicker and smooth it out. So I'm applying a thin layer of the gel and I'm start smoothing it out a little bit. Just so it's much thicker, which means it's going to be a little bit stronger. And also I will have less filing to do. If you're going to encapsulate maybe some dry flowers, or if you are going to do a color. You could do it at this stage as well and then cap it with the clear gel. So basically you would do anything you could do on the nails, like any pigments, chromes, glitters, flowers, anything really you fancy. Okay, and then I can pop it into the lamp again. And I'm going to show you what would be the next step. So you just kind of continue doing it, and then I show you the next step on this bracelet, and I get back to you when I've got them nicely filed and finished. So the next step is to remove the inhibition layer. Like so, you keep removing the inhibition layer. If you're sensitive to the products, like put the gloves on and do it with the gloves. Okay, so I have remove the inhibition layer, and now I can start shaping the bracelet. And again, I will show you on the small part because it is just an easy way of doing it. So I'm going to use my e-file. Actually, I'm just going to hide my rings and the bracelets and the gems, because everything might get dusty. And one more in here. So let's go straight to the bin. Okay, so we've got the bracelet here, and you're just using the e-file to smooth it out. So exactly the same way how you would do the nails. Now I give you a very good tip. So if you're going to apply the gems all over the bracelet, don't bother to file too much. I just removed the dust. That's a nice amount of the dust. Okay, so this part is much smoother, and this side you can see the difference compared to this side. If you don't have an e-file, you will just take a nail file and you will just go like this. Okay. To smooth this out. And then on the top. So if I would be painting something like really nice, like maybe a one-stroke flowers or something, let me get rid of that. I would make it sure this is a really nice and smooth. And then the buffer. So basically all the same like you would do the nails. But when we apply the crystals, I'm not bothered too much about making it perfect, because the crystals are going to hide it anyway. So that's the part of the bracelet which is nice and clear. And I show you how to put the crystals to create a clear bracelet. But I think it will be nice if we create something else and different type of bracelet as well after that. So after we have filed this bracelet, we are going to have something like this, and this one is already painted with the color, and you can see the surface isn't the smoothest one ever, because I knew it. I'm going to cover it with the crystals, and there is no need of that. And I just painted it with the gel polish in a glitter color, and now I'm going to use the soak of base gel, And I'm going to apply the soak of base gel on my bracelet and grab those beautiful Swarovski crystals. I've got actually lots of these crystals on my dressing table stick in and in my car as well. I have been really busy a couple years ago applying them, and so I've got a really big supply, like lots of them left over. So you can see the underneath is not going to be visible anyway. But I will file on my own, just so you're not bored. I will finish filing those bracelets which we have created, so you could see that they can look also nice and smooth. And in the next part of this video, I'm going to show you also how to paint it as well. And I think I will use some chrome gel because it might look pretty nice. And then we will do some Swarovski crystals, flowers or something like this. I'm not sure yet. So don't apply too many crystals at once. So I have just applied a couple, and I'm going to pop it into the lamp. And some of you suggest, like I have seen it, like people using gloves and putting their hand inside on the top of the gloves. I don't like this technique. Like at first, like you're losing lots of time, because now when my product is curing, I can still say, example, apply more gel into this one. So at the same time, you are doing a couple of the rings or couple of the bracelets, and this is a really huge time saver. So that's my crystals freezed, and I can do another couple there. Now I should use the smaller ones, or yay, these fit in. Okay, so the last ones are applied in, and I can pop it into the lamp. So first of all, I will hold it for a couple of seconds just to make sure the product is setting so it doesn't run, because it did happen to me. Like, this is a really good advice. It did happen to me that some of the gems slide from the base, and then I had to use the big cuticle nippers to kind of clip off the gems and reapply them again because they did slide. But let me show you that again. So that's how we would do those crystal one. It's not fully cured yet. I need to give it a full cure, and then I show you how I put it in again into my wrist. It looks so nice and blingy, and I really want to see your creations, guys, as well. Like, look at that blink. Okay, so I'm going to cure that, and I will show you another bracelet, but I will do most of the stuff on my own, just to don't keep you too bored with this tutorial. Okay, so I'm just going to finish filing this bracelet, or actually I will finish maybe this one. Anyway, I will finish one bracelet and file it right to the perfect condition, and then we will move on into the next step where I show you, look what I show you. This is what we are going to use. That's chromy look on the next bracelet. Okay, so stay with me and we will move on into the next step once I finish filing this bracelet. So this one is all nicely filed, and the other one is cured as well, so I can show you, like, this one is all finished and it has those opening, so you just slide this in, and even the product is cured, it is still kind of flexible like the real bracelet. It looks absolutely fantastic. The rings as well, like I can show you them on if that's the first video you are watching. So it looks absolutely brilliant, and you can match it to the nails, and actually clients really want to even buy it as well, so that's something could bring you an extra income now during the lockdown as well. So we've got this bracelet, and now let's go back to this one so I show you a different way, because as you could see on this one we have painted some color underneath. Now you don't want to hold your bracelet with your fingers. Like, if you do, then put the gloves on. So what I'm going to do is I will just pop it here. So I've got like a wee stand, and actually I might even secure it with a drop of the blue tack. So let me take a drop of the blue tack. Blue tack is a kind of like a plastiline thing. So I'm just going to stick that in the top of the gel polish. Make sure it's properly closed. Okay, so this way I have created the stand, and I can paint the bracelet and put it inside the lamp, which is pretty easy. Now I'm going to use those chromes gels. Like, again, it's a product which I'm not using for the nails. I bought it like ages ago and I can't even remember where I got it from, but it have been pretty rubbish. Like, the way it looks so nice in the pot, but I just cannot get this chrome finish into the nails when it's applied. But anyway, I'm going to use it as a base. So first of all, I need to apply a thin layer of this gel, just a nice thin layer. Actually, this stand is fab because this way I could do it everything in a one go. So I'm just applying it in. And remember, if you have tried any of those jewellery, I have no clue how to pronounce it, always have been so bad for it. Then hashtag Dorota Palicka, because I'm also collecting everyone's works, keep screenshotting them, and I will be doing a video with everyone's work, not only from the rings, like, but also different works, like the designs which we have done on this channel. So I have seen really nice flamingo ones. If you didn't see this tutorial, go back and search for it as well. It was absolutely a pretty one. So that's the clear gel apply in, and I can pop it into the lamp. The lamp is still in this good position where I can just slide everything in there, just make it so much easier. And then the next step will be to apply this chrome. So I can close that. And I wish it would stay like those chromy look. It doesn't stay as nice, but we are going to cover it with the nice crystals anyway. So I've got some red ones and I've got those clear ones, and I'm actually thinking I will use some of the red ones as well, just to create like a wee flower. Okay, and that's my bracelet almost cured. I can take it out and we can apply this chrome effect. You could also use the chrome powders, and I think the chrome powders are absolutely brilliant because you just apply the top coat and then you just rub them in. But the main thing for any type of chromes, like, we need to try to get as smooth surface as possible. So I'm just painting entire bracelet. Okay, almost at the end. And then I will have to wait for it to kind of get a chromy look. So that's the reason why I don't like this gel, because you have to wait for it to kind of get a chromy look. So we are going to wait a couple of minutes before we put it into the lamp. So I have been waiting and waiting, and during the waiting time I thought actually this red is not going to go as nice as I thought with the silver. So I have been playing on the sides with some crystals, and I think this will look a better option for those kind of bracelets. But I need to pop it into the lamp, and I could wait a little bit longer, but I quite like the uneven look of it. It looks like it's almost a design. So I'm just going to put it into the lamp and give it a proper cure, and then once it's cured we can start applying the crystals, and I will show you what a nice designs we can recreate. And then finally, once it's cured, we can apply the top coat. You have to put the top coat just to protect everything. I'm just applying the top coat on the entire bracelet, and then we can move on into the most exciting part. Okay, and I'm popping it back to the lamp, into my construction lamp, so it's much lifted, and this way I can cure it, and then I can move the things on the side and we can start crystals application. I don't need to fully cure it because we will be applying the base gel to secure the crystals, and each time we will just pop it in back to the lamp. And that's my bracelet here, and apply the base. This crystal will look stunning. And because it's such a large one and we are applying it on the rounded surface, you have to flash cure it each time you place something, just so it doesn't run away. So I'm going to give it a flash cure just to freeze the product. Okay, and then when it's a flash cure, we can just apply another crystals. So just a tiny bit of the product. Actually, I need to check something. They're really nice, those large stones. Okay, and then when I'm happy with the placement, I can give it a flash cure again. So just a couple seconds to freeze it. Especially with the large ones, like when we're working with the smaller crystals, it's much easier. But they are really decent size. And we can start putting more and more. So if we're working with the smaller crystals, we can apply more at the one time. You can also see we will need to squeeze in some smaller crystals just around it. But let's freeze this composition first. Okay, and run for a smaller ones. So just a couple on this side, couple on this side. I think this AB crystals will look really, really nice. So just 3 little crystals. Freeze it. Actually start looking at it starts looking nicer and nicer just because it has AB crystals in it, and that's my favorite crystals. Okay, so that should be enough, I hope, for freezing the product. And then I definitely need some larger AB crystals because I start liking this look. So this one will be very nice. So 2 very large crystals. Actually, maybe this way. Yeah, that looks nicer. Pop it into the lamp. Give it a proper freeze. They didn't freeze properly. You can still move them a little bit. So I have to be very careful so they don't slide. And then pop it into the lamp again. Okay, and then I'm just going to add 2 more crystals, and that should be enough for this side, and we'll do exactly on the other side the same. So this crystal here and the clear one. Then once you're happy, give it a cure. Okay, I'm just going to, that's so nice and blingy. So yeah, I'm just going to finish on my own the other side and get back to you with the finished results. And that's the finished results. I have decided actually to put more and more crystals, and I think that looks absolutely stunning. Really nice and blingy. So this one is much simpler, and then this one looks wow. So you just pop it into your hand and you've got a beautiful, nice bracelet. And then here is a second one. So yeah, I think they look absolutely cool. That's nice blink. I hope you have really enjoyed watching this tutorial. If you did and you're new in here, hit the subscribe button. If you're existing subscriber, please share this video for me so the others can see it as well. And don't forget, #Dorota Palicka. I want to see your work too. Glittery hacks, and bye for now.